Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. It is Friday, and that means it's another wonderful day for basics. Now, what are we going to be doing today? Well, I asked what you guys wanted to see more of. You responded. So, as you can see, we are going to be doing some double-digit basics, and then some, I think, an 8Q basic, and then I think maybe I might finish off with a 5 as well. So, 11Q, 8Q, and 5Q is my goal for the day. Let's see if we can get it done. Because this is more aimed at the DDKs, this is more of a beginner-friendly basic, so I might be talking more about why we are playing what we are playing, even if that reason is really obvious for most of you. Hope you'll bear in mind that I don't suddenly think you all have been eating lead. Never fear, not the reason. Just try and be a little bit more beginner friendly with today's video, so I hope you all enjoy that just the same. Let's get a game. Alright, got ourselves a game. I am black. I'm going to be doing double 4-4 points. 4-4 is a very nice, calm and stable opening. Doesn't involve a lot of difficulty here. I'm going to approach the widest side. We determine the widest side literally by counting the lines on that side of the board. This one is larger than this one, or this one, so that's where we play. This, however, is not going to be the most basic thing in the history of ever. I'm going to try to attach here to settle. I will be getting into a small variation here. Now, the real big part of this is I'm going to actually ditch Joseki here, and I'm going to give him a lot, simply because I don't want to go down into complicated variations. This is technically bad for me, but that's okay. I'm just going to allow him to kill off my stone. I'm reading out the ladder real quick. I see that it goes to me. I don't have to protect against that, so instead I will extend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because I've got like a 5-stone wall here, arguable on which line it's actually taking place on, but I'm just going to go ahead and extend right there. Could count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 1, which is kind of what I did, or you could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 1 in play here. Either or is fine. He is approaching me. I'm going to admit that's a little bit threatening and defend myself because I don't want him getting into pincers and weird things like that. This interferes with my ladder, so I will be replying once to keep my ladder on the up and up. I don't want to Hane at the head of 2 and 3 stones, so I responded there too, and now I've got an area of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 18, not bad. Could be worse. Now, since I have Sente, we do corner, side, center. I'm also detecting a enclosure here, so because he has an enclosure, I'm going to go and block the extension. If we had an extension, I'd block the enclosure. I have Sente again. I also have an enclosure, or an extension now, so I will take the enclosure for myself. Basic rule of thumb. If enclose, block extend. If extend, block enclose. If 3-3, bash head into desk and start growling. That's actually a really good idea. It works, not to help you in the game, but it makes you feel a little bit better overall, so that's kind of nice too. I'm going to Hane here, and I'm not getting into anything complicated. I'm just going to go ahead and extend. Unfortunately, we used to teach that the early 3-3 invasion is something that you don't really want to do. However, we've kind of gone past that in the age of the bleep bloops. AI-inspired play has shown us that, no, you can do it because you get Sente and then you can take a large move, as long as you can get rid of the influence. But funny thing about influence, it's really hard to get rid of. For example, I have an enclosure and extension, a bit of a wall here, so like I have kind of like a thing here, So if I make like a thing here, I'm laying claim to the next largest area. And I'm doing that because corners are spoken for, sides are spoken for as well. So now we're kind of developing the center, which is what we're doing right now. Reinforcing my weaker stones to reinforce my claim to this area. Now here's where I would go completely bat crazy and just seek to murder him. But we're not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to take my solid point here. So now I've got solid territory here, I've got solid territory here. We're going to ignore that for the time being. I'm going to make the turn here. I can develop this potentially, which is kind of nice. I'm not sure if I want to get involved into a thing or not. Here I can see he's trying to do a cut situation kind of dealio here. I could defend it one way. Like, there's so many ways to defend that. I don't want to just connect here, though. I'm going to defend it this way instead. That way the cut goes here and doesn't go anywhere else. So I'm taking a little bit of a cheat with that, I suppose you would say. It's not the most basic defense, but I think you can kind of see how I arrived at it. Defending my little group here, he's trying to attack it. I don't like being attacked, so I will go ahead and defend there. I want to save my group before it's killed, so I'm going to respond to that one too. And it looks like we're getting into the part of the game where invasions just might be a thing that we're going to do. Here, it looks like he's trying to do some kind of cutting shenanigans. That is completely a-okay, because I'm going to defend this way. Therefore, if he cuts through, he has nowhere to run to. So it makes me kind of happy. That's a slow move. I'm going to take the top stone instead, because this is just an Atarian 1 stone. That 1 stone has no value because his stones are already connected out. Same thing here. This seems to have no value, but maybe I can cut this off for... Nah, it's just greedy. I should just ignore this too. So here... I'm going to reinforce this area real quick, because it seems like there's a fair number of territories up in here. And then I think getting that 3-3 invasion is a little bit too difficult to envision for some beginners. Because there are variations, really complicated ones, where he could try to kill me. And I don't really want to get into that kind of complicated stuff. So instead, we're going to go and poke at him. This is going to reinforce this corner, but it's going to reinforce some of my territory as well. So I kind of dig this. So I got that move. I'm going to get this one as well, because it's threatening his corner. Please don't mind all of the squares that appear on the board. It's a bug with the client. I'm going to play here because the Hane retreats him back that much further. Like so. And then because he Haned here, I can play this one and force him into a bad defense here. I will admit that that might be Sente, so I'll respond. I'm going to push. So you can see we're kind of doing little pokey times to kind of push him back. I'm going to grab a big move for myself. You can see the territory we have. Like, it's like this area here, this area here. I have absolutely... That's so strange. Siri apparently thought I was talking to her. She's been jealous lately that I've opened Lizzie a few times, so I mean... AI women, am I right? So there's a little bit of an invasion point here, but I don't want him coming down into this area, so I will defend. And from here, I think if I'm right that my moves were larger than his, we should be met with okay stuff at the end of the game. That is my hope. I didn't launch the invasion, but I think because I didn't get invested in small moves in here, and I didn't get bad endgame over here, that I think we'll be okay. Because I got this area here, I've got this area here, which is huge, maybe even here, which would be amazing. I've got some more endgame that I can use against him over there as well. So I think we are actually doing quite okay in terms of the endgames. All right. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Mm-hmm. I'm playing straight down. That way when he Ataris, it's not going to be Sente. But this is a pretty good, pretty big move for him. I'm going to play here and get that large point in. I'm going to Hane on this corner, get some large points there on in. Just trying to take Sente wherever I possibly can. So here you can see it Sente because if he doesn't respond, I break into this area here. And again, if he doesn't respond, I Atari, and he extends and extends and extends and extends, extends until he's dead. So that would be bad for him. I can play here as well, because if he plays here and I connect, I can extend out, because he only has the 2 liberties here. Alright, that's fair enough. And now I don't see a really large move for endgame right now, so I'm going to just end this by playing something like this. Ensure that there's no invasion up here, and that this is all of my territory. I'll tarry it. I ain't no punk. I ain't afraid no ghost. So there's like Ataris here, and there's like weird stuff here. So tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to actually play here and make sure there's no weird shenanigans that could be wrought with my corner. Don't want to do Atari, so I respond to that pretty quickly without even thinking about it. Alright. Now before I connect here, I'm going to make an exchange and force him to take, 'cause that's an Atari. He missed that one. I'll give him one more chance. There's an Atari there. Mistakes happen. They're awkward. They're embarrassing. No need to lose 3 stones over them. But if I was not going to play there, I would actually Hane, because if he takes, it's a snapback, and I could retake here. Instead, he'd have to Hane here. I take the 3 stones, and he had to protect. So that's an endgame swing of 1, 2, 3, 4. Did I count this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That is an 11-point endgame swing right there. Ooh, boy, that's big. That's a biggin. I'm just gonna go ahead and play here. Maybe there was something. Maybe there wasn't. I certainly don't know. That's a lie, I do know. But I'm gonna play there anyway. Making sure he can't Hane here and reduce my 2 points. I don't think he actually sees that this is an Atari, which is kind of awkward. But that's okay. That is quite alright. Okay, I have to respond to that or I'm going to die. That would be bad. I'm going to play over here intentionally, getting his eye to go back and look at this area here. Taking a few more points and just remind and bring his attention back to here. Like, I hate to bring it up again, but he sees it now. You see that hesitation? He noticed it. He noticed it. Okay. So now he'll probably take. Because if I push, who cares? He blocks, and then there's like no big deal there, right? Got it. Good, 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 good. So now when he blocks, it's A-okay. Again, just an embarrassing misread. It's fine. He can undo that one. Take some forcing moves, or what you just think might be large in general. It's kind of poking at the edges of his territory where you think he might have to respond. This is a pretty good one because it threatens to link up a stone. Admittedly, I should have defended the cutting point here. I read that reflexively and saw that if he cuts here, I extend. He cuts here, or he Ataris me here, I extend. And at that point, he can't really do anything to me because we link up to this group. Okay. Alrighty. I'm willing to answer. Atari. He has to take. Threaten to connect up a stone. He has to take. Threaten to take his 4 stones. He has to defend. Bum. Threaten to cut off his 2 stones. He has to defend. Not a whole lot to do right now, admittedly. Threaten to cut off 1 stone. And then I'll just connect up here. I don't need it, but not a whole lot of other moves to play, to be honest. We're at the part of endgame where the game is over. We're at the part of endgame where the game is ended. He does owe me a move on top of the board, though. I'm not going to kill the corner, but if I play here, it's not the healthiest thing in the history of ever. True story. Because if I play here and he plays here, I play here and he's dead. I play here, he plays here. I play here, he has to play here, which means throw in, then I play here, and then if he does... Anyway. Ladder. Sadly, that doesn't go anywhere. As we can see. Goes nowhere. I think I'm confident that I'm ahead. I have a lot of territory on the right. That corner up in the upper right is way big. The bottom, ooh, bottom is so nice. The bottom right-hand corner was invadable, and I'll go ahead and show you how to invade that. There are multiple points of entry for this bottom right-hand corner, so if we really were afraid that we didn't have enough territory, we could have gone ahead and invaded that, and I'll show you how. Ultimately, the key to a successful invasion is no more than just finding where your Sentei moves are in that area, and then just, playing as many of them as you can. Ooh! Look at the big moves on Zis 2105. By playing this move, this is an Atari, this is an Atari, and if that Liberty right there was gone... by the way, don't play here, that's a bad move. Oh my god, that's a bad move. Oh my god, that's a bad move. I should have just played here. But I kind of want it to be all one group. I was going to reinforce the importance of being one group. He sees it. I had to back off. If I Atari here, he Ataris here, I extend. He Ataris here, I extend. He Ataris here, I extend. He connects up and my stones are dead. We call that a bad thing. But I will play here, ensuring that he has to respond to me. Otherwise, if this loses Liberty, I can Atari here into an Atari here, and then when he Ataris me back, I take. So he owes me a move now, in exchange for cutting me off like a jerk. Thought we had something special. Nope. Alright. Alright. Well, for the record, it didn't work. For a while. Now I think we might be in trouble. That was like a 15-point swing. We were okay. We were okay. I don't think I can afford that, though, to be honest. I can go ahead and play here, get the extra point in. I'm sitting here contemplating revenge against his top group. I'm not going to do it, though. He actually just resigned? What? I guess I'm still ahead. Wow. Really? Let's go ahead and download that game and review it, shall we? Alright, so let's go ahead and review that game. Couldn't review it on TieGem, unfortunately. So we approached the Y side of the board, like I mentioned, which is here. Approached it high because we have nice 4-4 points. He pincered me. Admittedly, the small pincer, I don't really have a really good variation for something that's nice and simple. We don't jump out because we can't do anything here. And this is not a good shape. So we have to like either go down or come out to split these two stones. I chose to play here. You got to connect, but it gives me influence. In a normal game, we would play here, and then he would do this one. At which point, I get the influence again, I get a little bit of Sente, and then I can play wherever I feel like. That would be a normal variation. I played here to keep it simple. I even defended myself. Admittedly, the cost of playing this way is I am getting kind of like pushed around here. It's not the worst thing ever, but it's a little annoying. He played double large knights. This is actually pretty easy to invade because he can't ever double Hane. Well, okay, he can double Hane, sorry. But it gets difficult to actually deny you life here. This has to try to Atari, and then you can go into Ko if you so desire. That's one way of living back here. Another way of living back here, if you actually have a stone that's close. Right now, I actually kind of don't. But something like this is also available sometimes because you can just go and connect on back, turning this into just a little itty-bitty corner, which is kind of nice. So there are a lot of ways to invade this. Here we took Gote and then built up. This move is a little bit bad because as you learn about sector lines, you'll realize that this is behind sector lines, therefore it can't really go anywhere. So if I wanted to take a very aggressive approach to this, we could probably cut this off and kill it, or take half of it as the other half just tries not to die, and that would be okay too. Instead we went ahead and shored up our territory, something a bit like this. Again, here I avoided a complicated variation because he's invited me to cut him off, which is really, really awkward. Because if this gets cut off, I don't see how it's going to connect anywhere. So it might wind up getting killed again. And by leaning on my stone like this, you can see that he's kind of pushing me into that connection of his, that two-space connection, which is very, very bad. So we played here. That's completely a-okay. Just poking at his weak points, like so. Taking some large ones for ourselves. And here everything is pretty much a-okay. We're getting into large points again. Missing this one is so huge, because like that's 1 point, but now I can play here because that takes that, and if he plays here, then that's large. And the only thing that this really costs me is not much. So that right there is really, really big. Like at this point, if I had taken that, estimate says that we're up by about 20 points. So that's a huge take. That's a huge take. Here, let's go ahead and play something like this. The top is kind of in need of another move. Like if I play here and he plays here, excuse me, then I get to play this one. And if he plays here, doesn't work, right? But if I play this one first, he has to play here in order to not die. At that point, I can throw in an Atari. He has to take. I get to Atari, or I get to take. So a much smaller corner here. We get to take stones in exchange for him trying not to be dead. So he owed me a move there too, not to die or not to be alive, because I don't think it's possible to kill this. Like if you throw in here, oops, give me a black stone. You throw in here, he plays here. You throw in here, you play there. You play here, it just doesn't make any sense. We'll just go ahead and make 2 rooms like that, and so on and so forth. Most you can do is play here, and most that's going to happen is he'll play here. If he makes the unfortunate mistake of playing here, then after this one, it's really, really bad for him, because that would be killed. And if he played here, for example, he might still be able to live, but now it's being alive in Co, which is never a good thing. And of course, this doesn't make sense either. So all we can okay, since we're eliminating other possibles, that doesn't make sense either, which I'm sure we don't have to go into. So there were a couple of things there that did require, you know, some assistance. He did finally go back and play here, which was great. I never actually went back and read that out after he connected, because all I was thinking about is, oh yeah, he needed to play there. But he did get me, as you saw later on. I did need to play a move and connect that up, unfortunately. It is true. It is true. I'm not ahead enough where I can afford, yeah, like right now, for example, I'm ahead by about a good 10 points, because it's giving some territory again that's not really territory if we were to go ahead and play these variations again, for example. Then we've got that, we've got these kind of deals. I'm not sure why you'd play there, but whatever. He can poke here, and then if I defend, yeah, we're ahead by about 10 points. Not enough for us to ignore and just like eat the cut here, unfortunately. Now, this one isn't needed. This was the proper move for him to play, because the throw in here ensures I can't connect. So that's important. So make certain that you are very careful of your cutting points. A lot of stupid people tend to avoid protecting their cutting points, and that could result in very, very sad times for you. So interestingly enough, it would appear that this guy resigned. Same thing here. This doesn't work, because that all gets killed. This guy resigned not because he was behind. I think he resigned because I didn't take advantage of this. He was actually ahead still. He's now up by like 9 points. So that's a thing. That is a thing. That is absolutely a thing. He Atari's here, or sorry, I play here, he plays there, and yeah. He also there we go. Final score right now would be he's up by 6.5. So he's actually got me on Comey because of this exchange. But I think he actually gave it to me. I think he actually resigned the game, oddly enough. because he knew I didn't kill him here. So, weird game, but the importance of basics, I think, is still shown quite nicely, so I'm going to go ahead and upload it, even though I have this little embarrassing thing right there. That's quite okay. This showed some nice ways to invade the bottom right, taking large points along the sides, middle, and corner, and not freaking out, going crazy, and doing something bizarre and nuts like, okay, my opponent played here, I need to play here all of a sudden. Like, no reason to go crazy. We just kept taking a large point, and for the most part it worked out for us until we didn't find a cutting point. So, protect your cutting points. Protect your cutting points. And then there's food for thought, such as sector lines and things along that nature. Hope you enjoyed this game. Let's play again. By the way, we ranked up twice to 9Q now on that account. So that's also a thing. Only takes 9 games at the DDK level to double rank to next level. But let's go ahead and switch servers a bit and play what I think is going to be an 8Q game. And hopefully we protect our cutting points on that one, because these people will be stronger. Alright, we're on WB Look now. And judging from my tone of voice, you know, things have not been going well during tonight's recordings. I'm doing 4 points again. Oh my god. Okay, so here personally I'm going to back off. Quick recap. There's 2 games at the end of today's video that I'm uploading because they didn't really fit the bill for good games. But outtakes, whatever, I'm uploading them. Then the game that I just played that I'm not going to upload, guy ran out his time at like 15 minutes. That game's not uploaded either. Here, we're going to go ahead and play a nice Joseki. We're pretty much playing the same Joseki in all the bloody corners, which is kind of weird. Alright, he's attacking me. Now, I'm going to go and make certain that I have a nice little base here. Grab his corner because he didn't defend that one while he pincered me. And then I'm going to come out because he didn't go over tap my position to connect up his stones. And thus activates the cutting point, or the middle point right here. So he owes me a move here, owes me a move here, and there's still an open corner. So I will oh, he owes me a move here too, by the way. So first I will close off of Foxy. You let me down, Foxy. You let me down. If I play here, I think he's still looking to do something. That's okay. If he's going to play here, I'm actually fine with it. I'm kind of curious, to be honest. He pincered me. We don't jump out, as I'm certain you know. So let's go ahead and take his corner. So black now has 4 corners, and white has 0. He's blocking to build the bottom side, but that's the wrong direction, because this doesn't exist. He tries to make it exist, so we go over top of his position like so. He backs off, and then I can play here. But this is a very, very tight position. Over here is not, on the other hand. So I will be extending 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the largest point. It's larger than this, larger than this. And I'm putting pressure on him as an added bonus. So that's really, really nice for me. That's really, really not nice for me. So he has not escaped. I'll put a little bit more pressure on this group and see what it wants to actually do here. I think it wants to die, but I'm not entirely certain. However, I'm willing to find out. He Ataris me, okie dokie. And then he plays there. Excellent. I'm going to poke at his shape point just because I am a jerk. And then I will go back to doing other things. So other thing number 1. Let's go ahead and cap the stone so it can't jump out. That is really, really important. If you were going to try to kill it, you would play this move now, because how can this stone get beyond your strong corner here. It's kind of tough to do. I'm sure you would agree. Only way he can do it is if you play something like this one, which then opens up the entire bottom to bad things. But that's okay. I'm just going to settle here and chill. He's going to play a defensive move because these 4 stones are in a lot of trouble right now, or he's going to play away. That's also not a good idea, but I'll poke at him nonetheless. Alrighty then, and I will continue on my merry little way. How am I going to continue on my merry little way? I want like a basic non-aggressive stuff. Are we safe here yet? Not really, so let's jump out one last time, just to make certain that we are absolutely fine. That seems like it's a bit of a bummer for me, so I will protect my cutting point, because I do not want him to push and cut through like so. I don't see this as being particularly large either, but I think this is a forcing move, so I will go ahead and make an exception here and play it. And end into something a bit like the table shape. Now, my shape is completely and absolutely fine. Now, I also don't want him to just kind of retreat and be a-okay on the bottom of the board. So I suppose a teensy amount of pressure is called for. At this point, we can't really see where his territory is, not because it doesn't exist, but because the territory he has is actually so small, not really worth counting. Not really, when you think about it. So this is territory for him. If I was going to be very, very aggressive, I would drop down, have him drop down, then Atari, then surround. Instead, we're just going to go and play a variation like this. So now I've got a nice big old corner. I like me the big old corners. I can connect because he can't push through and cut me, otherwise he'd be toast. That is force me into a connection, and then I will defend my cutting point again, because we always adhere to our cutting points, look at shapes and things like that. We also respond to shoulder hits, which is what we just did, and then we will go back and defend our original group. Something a bit like this to threaten to surround should get the job done. I don't want to kill him. So the threat here is he wants to push through and cut like so. I'll go ahead and defend. One little old defense ain't gonna kill me. Alright, so we're nicely defended. I'm threatening to look up my stone. That should be fairly scary for him. He's ignoring it on the other hand, which is not a good idea in my opinion. I can go back and surround this now, which I think he doesn't really want me to do, but he just let me do it, so that's a bit of an issue. So now his right group is completely surrounded, and he is at present in possession of only one eye. Alright, that's getting better. He's getting more of an eye now. That's excellent. I can play here like so. And then just defend myself like that. At this point, it's going to be very, very difficult for him to actually cut me off and kill me. He is making a little bit of territory in here. However, it is still open, so we're not terribly concerned about what he is doing over there. Instead, I can poke on into it, much like so, and see if we can't get something done. He's defending, and then we can go ahead and poke over there, since we have acknowledged the fact that he is interested in this area and he does not want it to die. Makes sense. Other things we can do if we want is I could poke here And then from here, you can see I've got a cut here, which I could play. I won't. I've also got... Tell you what, I can lean on this. Check this out. You might find this kind of cute. I can lean on this stone in order to get a wall here, and then I can Hane and kill off these 2 stones. Kind of like that one. Ain't that sneaky? Ain't that sneaky? That's pretty sneaky. Downside is he doesn't seem to be respecting my authority. So I will threaten to cut off his stones completely. He's welcome to do... Okay! Doesn't change anything. Doesn't change anything at all. Okay. So, these stones are in fact dead once again. He can't cut me here because he doesn't have the liberties to do so. If he plays here and cuts me, it's much the same thing. This can't live. He'll probably try and play a move like... Okay. Gotta be careful about that one, but it's okay. We're just going to go ahead and play here. This ensures that any little eye that he surrounds down here isn't going to be an actual eye. It's a fake eye. It's false news. It's fake news. That's what that is. Because I can play here. Makes certain he can't connect on back up. He's poking at my cutting point, so let's go ahead and connect that up as well. Shouldn't be too much of a difficulty there. Defend my corner, because corners are really, really good to defend. Keep my investment, because without it, these stones might be dead. I don't want my stones there to be dead. That just kind of makes sense, you know? Alright, so now we're going back for some endgame goodness. He's got the right-hand side. I've got, or the left-hand side, sorry. I've got the corners, a large lower right-hand corner, some stones in the middle, and it looks like we are going into endgame on my turn. That's really, really useful for me, because then I can start, you know, kind of nitpicking his area a little bit. Forcing him back a couple of points, you know, here and there and there and here. As a Bob Ross would say. Okay, I agree with that move completely. Unfortunately, it lets me connect, though I don't think he's quite aware of it. I can go here, 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 and then connect on there. Let's go ahead and see if he sees that one. Yum, yum, yum. Yum, 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 yum. Now that corner is actually larger because it lost the endgame that it had against me. That is Gote, because all of this is nicely connected. These stones can't really get an eye, because if you push, we block. If he descends, we can do throw-ins, ignore him, order a pizza. Oh my god, a pizza sounds really good right now. Then again, a pizza always sounds good to me, right? Always, just whenever. I was actually telling my stream that when I wind up in Australia, one of the first things that I did when I looked at where the area I was going to be is located, the first thing I did was look up the local pizza places and see where those locations were. I'm not particularly proud that I did that, but I did that. And I own it. I did it. It's what I did. It happened. I just think of it as being forearmed. It's preparation, man. It's just preparation. This is just endgame. This is a really boring track. That is kind of clever. Or is it? Is it clever? I can't tell. You know what? I'm going to call it clever. I will call it clever. You are a clever pants. We're doing basics today. Basics, that is clever. So there you go. You earned it. Proud of you, kid. Shimya. Oh, yawn. Shimya, shimya, shimya. They're talking about IP bans in my Discord. Like, IP bans stopped really being threats a long time ago. It's like, I'll ban your IP. It's like, oh, heavens no. I hope no one ever creates some kind of virtual private network to get around those. I mean, I agree it's better than nothing. Yeah, I agree it's better than nothing, but, you know. Also, one thing I do want to ask your opinion of, actually, no, I'm not going to ask your opinion of it. Yeah, I will, actually. I'm thinking about rewards for patrons and things along that sort. And I was kind of hitting on the idea that I might let patrons watch and ask questions during the basic series. I think I might do that. I like the idea of it. I like the idea of it. Sure, meow, meow, meow. So his territory is here, and mine is zoop, 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 zoop. Like so. I don't see anything else to play, so I will respond to that. Because this is nothing. These not to be a response. Oh, that was something. Okay, that was something. That's nothing because actually, yeah. If he plays here, I play here. He connects. That's an Atari. I take. Easy peasy. He plays here. I play here. He plays there. That's a self Atari. I take again. So he's still gonna be fine. I will have to play here eventually, though, because, you know, remove. Oh, stupid, stupid, stupid. I just said that this was a point. I just said it. I just said it. Oh, thank you. Tip it a hat to you, laddie. One last point left here, and then that should be the end. Skestimator says that it looks like it's not going well for white, judging from the fact that he's kind of sweating and adjusting his collar. I still don't see the reason to care about what you're doing. What you're doing.
10秒.
10 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Uh-oh. That doesn't work. And go to counting. I win by 13.5. Not bad for this. I will refuse the game request, and we will go ahead and review this kind of quickly. So, in this game against the 4Q, we played, we just approached the largest side, he approached us, we responded again. Not really getting into a fight, we don't really care, just keep taking large points, so it should be fine. I do want to point out that when they back off onto the, when they back off like that onto the 3-3, if you wanted to, that you could take, or that, sorry, the large knight on the 4-4, you could hit the 3-3 is what I meant to say, because that's actually pretty good for you. We stopped doing it, the large knight, because this kind of hurts, Because you can't double Hane and keep him in, otherwise, oopsie-daisy, you just done screwed up. So we can't do that one, which means we are going to play here, and then here, and then here, and then here. It's not looking good. Or you could just even play here. Not looking good still. But this is fine. Why not? I defended the corner because I thought that was a good idea. Invaded the 3-3. He should be going over top of my stone, like here right now. I play here. He should do something like this one. That way he is playing consistent with his top stones. That would be kind of nice. Instead he defended, so I came on out. I defended. When I got Sente, I approached. This is just to make certain it doesn't connect over my top of my stones anytime in the future. And on this, admittedly, we could have killed. I admit. All you really have to do right now is he plays here. If he plays this one, he's dead. So he can't play that one. Which means if he plays here, you can back off. This doesn't really do anything. And very, very bad position for white. We came out, he responded. Just making sure we're nice and defended. That's all we're trying to do here. This, I honestly don't know how you're gonna respond to it. I don't know, man. I don't know. There's too much going on here. And if you want to be like a real annoying person, you can play here because it threatens to get rid of this eye. And so does this. So does this. And at that point, tough to live with, man. You could kill this group still. So like I mentioned, if I wanted to play an aggressive game, I'd probably play here into something like this one. But it lets them live on the bottom of the board, so we played here instead. Cut doesn't seem to work. We made shape whenever possible. That's like the important thing. We just kept making shape whenever we really, really needed to. And as long as we do that, we're pretty fine, because we've taken a lot of large points on the board, and he just didn't. So much editing to do. I need to get to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the video today, right here. One of the most trying records I've ever had. I hope you enjoy the video. Oh my god. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Take care, everybody. Alright, so we are here on Foxy as white against an 8Q. Going to continue what we did previously and just take dual 4 points. That's completely a-okay. He's playing Chinese. I'm going to do the old school way of approaching the Chinese, approaching the outside, then just going backwards. I think the newer versions are a little bit more complicated than I really want to get into. Just approach from the outside and get a base. Nice, easy peasy. If they pincer you, play normally, and that's fine too. He's trying to put pressure on my group. I'll keep him out of the corner. Then when he jumps, I will as well. I have a base, he does not. So this is completely fine for me. This group here has better shape than this one at the present. So not much he can really do here. I don't think that's Sente, so we're going to go and approach the next corner like so. He's being a little bit greedy, but that's you know, that's not against the law. I'm gonna play a back off, I suppose. Just get my base. And then he played in the 1-1 point. Why did he play in the 1-1 point? I don't even have any bloody idea. I'll defend with the 3-3. I actually have no idea why he did that. So this game doesn't count, and I'm gonna probably upload it at the end, I suppose. I guess we're gonna upload it at the end. It'll be an outtake, so those of you who are watching our last game of the day, hope you enjoyed. I'll have to play another 8Q. So since none of this counts, let's just go and frag him. I mean, might as well, right? Sounds reasonable. Since this game isn't going to count for our actual 8Q game, because he played the bloody 1-1 point, yeah, let's just go ahead and frag him. So this is dead. Atari. Connect, Atari, take, connect. Alternatively, you can also play here. That's fine. But I'm going to play this one instead. And then connect for a kill. The corner's dead, so his cut point is actually the definition of irrelevant. Go ahead and connect, and then I'm going to go and play this one too. Tried to distract me for a minute. It did not work. I can double Hane this, and that's fine as well. Go ahead and surround the top, because he didn't surround it. It shouldn't die. It should not die at all. But I do want to listen to something a little bit different than this right now. Alright, he's trying to poke through, and he's going to cut me too. If he cuts, he just connects. Make things nice and strong, and we should be fine with that. Because this group has lots of liberties, this group can't be surrounded. So as long as we just make sure that he can't like Atari through and do weird things, then we should be okay. Yep, there's the cut. Attempt to cut. Is he going to connect, or is he going to go and play the cut now? Okay, he connected, so I'm going to take this. Looks like he might be alive here, because I can't get rid of this eye shape. Well, I could if I played here, but we didn't play there, so... I'll leave that alone. Instead, we're going to go and attack Z-Stones. Because we don't care about this group anymore. This group is now nice and fine. Okay. He pincered me, so we're just going to go ahead and surround this one like so. He's trying to live, and we're going to say no. Watch your cutting points again. Going to put some pressure on this one now. And you can see the areas that he can possibly live in just keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Same thing here, take away 2 space extension. Don't let him do anything weird to you, and you should be A-okay if he Hanes. I'm going to cut him. Protecting my cutting point like so. Doing a loose net on his group that he can't break out of. This is a very, very basic shape to know. So you all should. See how he keeps getting into the same position over and over and over again? I was about to cut that, and then I realized there's this still. I changed my mind. I will not be cutting that today. Defend my cutting point. Make sure we're nice and fine. Make sure we're nice and fine. A little bit messy. Left a little bit more Aji back there than I really meant to. And now, yeah, that should be the end of the game, pretty much. I mean, this group's dead. This group's dead. I can throw in and kill that, maybe? No, I have to play here and kill it. Yeah. Just extend out, maximize liberties. And here's Zion. Alright, so it's unfortunate that game did not count as an 8Q game, but it doesn't count as an 8Q game because he played the 1-1 point. So I'm not going to call that my 8Q game for the day, which is why there was another one, which is probably somewhere in the earlier parts of this video. I've got a lot of editing to do tonight. Hi.
有人向您提出对局申请。对局开始。
All right, we are white against an 8Q. Again, don't ask. Gonna play the 4-4 points once more, like we did in all of our games so far. Just gonna go ahead and settle like so. That is not Sente, so I'll take a enclosure for myself. Because I've already got a base, you see. I don't need more of one. Though I will be coming out at some point, just to make certain that I am a-okay. Like right now, actually. I'll go ahead and defend. Make sure he can't keep me low to approach. I'll go ahead and kick that just for Sente's sake. And then play as far across the board as I possibly can, because I can keep this low. Ooh, hello. Hello, Mr. Surround. What's your name? Surround the corner. Extending out. I would recommend really playing here, actually, to be honest. But I'm not going to go crazy against this group. I'm just going to poke at him just briefly before defending my cutting point. I was briefly pointing out that you have a little bit of a... Ooh, that hurts. Yeah, I see him. See him now struggling up there. Oh, come on. Stop that. You give a mouse a cookie. Gonna go ahead and Hane here, keep this very, very small base because my group is very, very strong. And I think I'm just gonna do a little bit of that one right there. Make sure he can't Hane and put more pressure on me. This isn't really very relevant. He should be coming out instead before I decide to find ways to surround him. But this is okay. Almost no territory here. Now, normally what I would do here if I was going to kill this, I would play here because I've just redrawn my sector line, and then I would go ham. But I'm just going to poke at him and point out that it's redrawn, and then I'll go back and defend. Because we're not really going to be killing in any of these games today. We're just working on the basic of the basics. The most basics of the basics. Don't extend or I'll kill you. Attempt number 2. Prepare to meet your maker. If he tries to run this out, means Atari, surround him, and then this group dies. I make them rules. He can back off, and I will gladly take the 2 stones. And then he can make shape, and then it's fine. Or he could resign.